Just to explain no, this was not against what you said. It was only a short, what you mentioned. I think there's no difference between architecture here and architecture in space, because it's always related to mankind or to human beings there. So architecture in space is always related to the users. So therefore, this was just my only intervention, because and I think everything that happened till now is clear and has its clear function. But now we should think of bring in as early as possible the architect, and not only just you, because it's clear you have to know more and more. But now in the beginning, but I don't think so that after some time as an architect there will be corporations, with all these kinds of specialists, yeah. But to figure out what the architects could bring into this topic would be very interesting. I think it should start very early, and it should start with, for the politician, with the money of the taxpayers, because with this money so many things are made, so many things are financed. And I think it's clear that this is one, it's not only that we think that there will be the settlers, because there will be settlers. But when we start now, we will have so much spin-off in working on all these problems. This will improve our lifestyle here on this planet also. And we have troubles.
We have a question.
Quite a lot of questions. First of all, yes. First of all, when I think about kind of practical things of let's say, architecture and so, and when I see these pictures, I think of what I do with my little daughter when we try to beautify our flat. We just buy some colors, some paint, and paint, don't know, flowers or sunshine or whatever to the walls. And what I thought, did anyone ever consider painting something on these little boxes, maybe with some scheme that with every new crew they get their little bottles, not for €2.50, but for special space conditioner for, let's say, €200. Still nothing compared to a typical space budget, and just use some art to make the living environment more friendly.
I think what... Yeah, we can put Biarritz away. But I don't know if you noticed something. The walls are quickly disappearing, and that was the case in Mir. So, and in the International Space Station, it's starting to be a little bit like that. I mean, the Columbus module, for instance, 3 weeks ago, when the shuttle was there, was used like a storage module temporary for the shuttle. So they put a lot of bags, space suits in the module, and was just a small cylinder for the crew to go inside the module, and that's what might happen also in the future of the station. You saw the Mir space station, where it was crowded by a lot of objects, but with the storage issue we have now, already in the International Space Station, it might end in the same situation. So. Of course, we can paint the walls, but the wall might disappear sooner or later.
Maybe you also need to paint the bags.
Sorry, excuse me.
Maybe you also need to paint the bags.
Yes, yeah. But even the color of the things has a function sometimes. So that's why it's difficult to do that.
We have a question.
Thanks a lot for your lectures. I never thought in this way about architecture in the outer space, and I think it will not be a question how make a better design for international rocket stations or some other things. I think the impression for me of your lectures was more what we can learn here on Earth from your experiences there, and I think it's very important that what Harald Bosch said is a cultural question. Because if I remember, may I be wrong, I'm not so familiar with the history of space experiences, but the NASA was created in '58 as a reaction on the Sputnik shock of '57 of the Russians. So it was extremely a story of the Cold War, but with a vision. I can imagine that it was included, but it was never told really the cultural story of this experience to see the planet Earth from another view, to stay alone in space. What does it mean for us? What are the experiences? Because all of you were out in the outer space, were in a way to the rest of human mankind, a kind of aliens coming back, because you had an experience with a lot of the majority of the mankind didn't have. So I think we should not talk about too many about bad design of an international station or something else, and to have more design on it. That's not the question. The question what is more what we can learn from your experience. And I think what Brent said about if we send some people up for a longer time, did we need new humans? Not only in physical terms, maybe only in psychological terms also. So I think from these experiences to learn here, as a cultural question, it should be much more interesting, and it should not be also set in the budgets of science anymore. It should be placed more in the budget of culture. So the Austrian should spend the money for the theaters for spaceship Earth outside, in the outer world. So I think that's, for me, the most interesting question. Thank you.